everybody, and welcome to the Diaspora Lifestyle Show, whereby we keep you up to date on what's happening in the diaspora. My name is Jermaine, Sanwoolu, the CEO of Diaspora PR, photographer and publisher of the Diaspora Lifestyle Magazine. I thank you so much for tuning in to watch us this day. On the Diaspora Lifestyle Show, we normally comment about current affairs, and also you could visit our website, www.diasporalifestyleshow.com. There you find out inspiring interviews that we've also had with some very, very influential people. Now, today we're going to be talking about a very, very interesting topic, something that has really shaken Nigeria in just a day ago, basically, and it's quite interesting. On the 7th of January 2017, there was a very, very important announcement that was made by the General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God in a person of Pastor E.A. Adeboye. Now, what is that announcement he made? I'm sure many of you might have caught wind of that already on social media. It's been on the news. It's shaking Nigeria. And it was just simply that Pastor E.A. Adeboye, as he's fondly called, our Daddy G.O. Can somebody shout hallelujah? He's such a lovely man. He announced that he was going to be resigning. Yes. If there was a Richter scale to be able to measure the kind of earthquake that happened in the hearts of Nigerians and even redeemers globally, I'm sure it would have gone maybe to 200 point something or 2 million. It was a big shock, and the shock waves are still being felt by the international community right now. This is one of the most influential men in the world, and his influence has actually touched a lot of people spiritually and physically. He's someone, when he speaks, the whole world shakes. Now, today we're going to be analyzing why did he actually resign, why did he step down, and what actually led to it. And I don't want to waste your time today. We're going to go straight into it. Now, we are live on Facebook, so make sure you leave your comments on Facebook. Also on YouTube, leave your comments and let us know what you feel about this program. We'll look forward to hearing from you. It's a very, very interesting topic. Now, Daddy G.O. Adeboye has been a man that many Nigerians have loved over the years. His style of leadership, his humility, his care, and his concern for the average Nigerian has actually been felt around the world, and he's so much loved. He's someone that has grown the Redeemed Church from the 80s to what it is right now tremendously. We know his history. We know that he was first a lecturer. He was a lecturer in the University of Lagos and University of Ilorin, but he studied mathematics in Nigeria University, and once he finished university, he now moved on to study a PhD in applied mathematics in University of Lagos. So he studied mathematics in University of Nsukka, I remember now, and a PhD in University of Lagos, and a lecturer in University of Lagos and in Ilorin. So he is actually a well-grounded academician, and is also a very, very intellectual man, and that made him draw a different class of people. We know that he was first the interpreter of Reverend Josiah Akindayomi, that's the founder of the Redeemed Christian Church of God. And when he passed away in 1981, Daddy G.O. Adeboye took over as the G.O., and he has been doing a great work. From just 40 churches, he has grown the ministry to touch over 190 nations around the world, and they have thousands of branches around the world, and they are influencing thousands of lives. I will even say millions of lives. In the Redeemed in Nigeria is big, in the United Kingdom is big, in America is big, in Europe, in fact, in the whole world is actually big. That's why it's recognized by both the spiritual and the secular community as one of the most influential men in the world. So the question arises is that what will make him resign from that place of influence? Did he just feel that God had said his time up? Was it a spiritual decision? Did he hear from heaven God saying, my beloved son, in whom I'm well pleased, your time with Redeem is over, just relax and check the back seat. Is that what he heard? Maybe. Or was it a political influenced decision that made him resign? Was it a spiritual coup d'etat in Redeem that made him resign? Or some speculate, what actually happened? Or some people are even saying that maybe it's even Vice President Oshibanjo that wanted to become the GO eventually, and maybe did one thing or the other and made him resign so that when he leaves the vice presidency, he becomes the GO. Who knows? But I don't believe that is actually true. As you know, Nigerians, they speculate a lot. But we want to really find out the facts. Why did Daddy GO actually resign? Many of you know Daddy GO as someone that he's such a great man. He's touched so many lives. And many of you, if you don't know him already, you know him that he's someone that is so great. I want to show you a picture of Daddy GO Adeboye. This is a picture of him and his wife. They have actually touched so many lives in Nigeria. They are such a very, very wonderful couple, and they have, their level of humility is totally out of this world. They are great people. They are touching lives in a different way, and that's why they are really being missed by the international community and the Redeemers. The Bible says that in the presence of the Lord, hallelujah, there is fullness of joy. But I believe in many churches today, the age of this January 2017, many churchgoers that are Redeemers would have felt, would have been expressing their joy in a different way, because many people are really, really sad that why did he have to resign? What is the cause of this? Was it political? Was it spiritual? Was it heavenly? Why did he resign? And that is what we're going to be looking at today on the Diaspora Lifestyle Show, and I'm going to be breaking it down for you step by step so that you can know what led to the resignation. And it's going to be very interesting what you will find out. As I said in the caption of this stuff, I said, did President Muhammad Buhari, the Buhari administration, cause Daddy GO to resign? People are thinking, why would Jermaine say something like that? Why is it captioned that way? But the fact now is that you will see from his comments if it was so, or if the Buhari administration, as many believe, had no hand to play in his resignation. Let's just read. Let's see the laws in the land. Let's see what's going on right now. We'll start off first things first by a memo that was passed around in the Redeemed Christian Church of God on the 7th of January. And this is how it goes. This is Daddy GO when he's actually, this is a picture of him praying. I'm sure this was when he was making his decision that, I may need to step down from office. He looks maybe he's actually praying actually. But we journalists, we like looking for good pictures that match the occasion. He looks very somber, and I believe in his heart, he is feeling this way, that what is actually going on here. But right now, I think he's praying in one conference or whatever. But I'll pass you on right now to the memo that was received by the Redeemers. Check this out. Now, this is it. It says, memo, Assistant General Overseer, admin personnel to all Assistant General Overseers worldwide and all. And it says, we refer to the 2017 edition of the annual Thanksgiving service for ministers in the Redeemed Christian Church of God, and issues discussed concerning the new structure of the RCCG. Basically, if you read through it, it says that there will be some legal procedures regarding operations of registered religious organizations and charities, societies in Nigeria. And he said that there's been some changes that have been going on right now. And it says that the new pastor, Joseph Obayemi, is the former assistant general overseer when it comes to finance, will be the new overseer for the RCCG Nigeria. And it goes on saying more about his resignation there. What we know from this letter is that it is legit from the RCCG that the GO has resigned, and Pastor Joseph Obayemi, he's going to be taking over, as it says, in that memo. So this is Daddy GO leaving, a wonderful man with him and his wife that has touched so many lives over the years, and this is the person that is actually going to be taking over, the new general overseer. Yes. This is Pastor Joseph. We're going to be calling him. Are we going to be calling him the new Daddy G, or how will we be referring to him? But he seems like a very friendly man, and I'm going to be talking at the end of the video more about him. But I want to break it down and see why Daddy Gio actually resigned, for that matter. Now, he's loved by many, but we have to find out that why did he step down? What led to his resignation? And this is something that we really need to look at very, very critically, because there's been a new law in Nigeria that affects religious organizations. That's why many redeemers, many Nigerians are actually furious that what is going on in Nigeria, and why is it affecting the church all of a sudden? Is it going to affect the mosque? Is it going to affect charities? Is it going to affect NGOs? What is actually going on in Nigeria? And here in the Diaspora Lifestyle Show, I'm going to be breaking it down for you very, very clearly. This is the major law that is actually causing problems now. It's causing a stir in the government. This is the Not-for-Profit Organizations Governance Code that was passed in 2016. Yes, while the Buhari administration was there, it is not for profit for the non-profit sector, and this is quite interesting. We kind of wonder, why is it just passed now? Why wasn't it passed earlier? Why can't it be passed later? And why is there a need for it to be passed? And I believe that the Buhari administration, which is about transparency, which is about uprightness, they might have brought this into being with consultation from other people, religious leaders, to make this law. Remember that the vice president is the former pastor of, and I'm sure he still has his calling, because he never goes. You know, he's the pastor of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, the vice president, Professor Oshibanjo. So he's part of the Buhari administration. So you cannot really say that he's actually working against Daddy Gio. So those of you saying he wants to take over, I don't believe you are saying the right thing, but this is just something that we have to look at, that why is this law being passed right now, and what parts of this law actually affect Nigerians, that affected Daddy Gio, and what is actually going on in Nigeria. Now, I'm going to read some comments that Daddy Gio actually made while he was giving that remarks and handing over to Pastor Joseph. Now, let's carry on right now. So this is an article that I saw while I was Googling and I was researching this topic, as we do, and I want you to look at it right now. Bam. Exclusive. How FG's new anti-Christian law forced Pastor Adeboye to name national overseer, urges RCC members to seize political power. OMG. This is what is going on in Nigeria. And the sudden decision by the renowned man of God and the general overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God to name a national general overseer has been attributed to some new laws tagged as anti-Christian, promulgated by the federal government. News Punch has learned reliably. So this is New Punch saying this. This is not Jermaine Sanwoolu. I'm a beloved Nigerian. I have no hand in this. This is just this for reporting. And we'll see if what they said is in line with what Daddy Gio is actually saying. So it's something that you must look at. Now, I want to state it here that Daddy Gio is still the general overseer of the RCCG worldwide. The Pastor Joseph is what the general overseer of Redeem in Nigeria. So let's look at it right now. If Daddy Gio can be the Gio globally, why can't he be the Gio in Nigeria? That's because there are some laws that are actually affecting him being the Gio in Nigeria. Now we know that all around the world, religious organizations, most countries do not mix the power of the state and the power and religion, or state and church. They separate those powers. They try and make them as separate as possible. In America, the big thing. In UK, they don't mix it. But now we see the federal government allegedly trying to intervene, as some have said, as that report has said in the in the document, how the FG anti-Christian law, has forced Daddy Gio to step down. So let's look at it and see what is this law about, and why did Daddy Gio have to step down. I'm going to be making some comments about, Daddy Gio is going to be making some comments about why I actually stepped down, and I have the full article there too. But let's look at this law. As I said earlier, this is the law that is causing some confusion to many, but I believe the letter of the law will actually show you what it's actually talking about. So let's dive in. It's a very, very lengthy document. You can, Google it online and you will see it there. But I want you to move to this section. Yes, this is the section of when it comes to the position of the founder and the leader of charities, religious organizations. So let's be clear right now, it just doesn't affect churches alone. It affects mosques, it affects charities, anything that is non-for-profit. That is who it affects. So if they say the Buhari administration actually tried to frustrate it, so I don't believe it's just targeting churches. It's targeting not-for-profit organizations. They want there to be transparency. They don't want there to be corruption in any churches. We're not saying that the GO is corrupt, but I'm going to get to a part of the issue that I will tell you why there may be some political undertone to all this, and for you hear from Daddy Gio's words himself where to go. But let's look at the law and let's read more about this. Remember, leave your comments and let's go forward now. Now it says the position of the founder or leader. The founder or leader of an NFPO, that's a non-for-profit organization, occupies a special position in the organization and is committed to the success and longevity of the NFPO. Accordingly, a founder or leader should not take on too many responsibilities in the organization or have an indefinite term in the running of the organization. So I believe many of us will agree with that, or some will not agree too. But it says, what they're trying to say now, that the founder or leader organization should just be there. It should not have an indefinite stay. There should be a term to this limit. So if there's now a term, and if it comes to church or mosque, are you going to start running for elections within the church? Is it going to be 5 years? Is it going to be 10 years? Is it going to be a limited amount of time, or is it going to be a 2-year term? What's going to happen? Let's find out more in this report. This is the law that is governing it all. Now, it says this. It says, where for any reason the founder or leader of the NFPO also occupies any of the 3 governance positions of chairmanship of the board of trustees, the governing board or council, and the headship of the executive management, in bracket all their governance equivalents, the following provisions shall apply before the end of the organization's financial year in which this code takes effect. The founder or leader shall cease to occupy these 3 governance positions simultaneously. This is to ensure separation of powers and avoid the possible concentration of powers in one individual. Yes, we know that the GO was a very, very good leader, so he didn't just concentrate power in his hands, but he's saying for those who want to be the chairman of the board of trustees, the chairman of the governing council, to have all the power to themselves so they can be the alpha and omega of their own ministries. They are trying to say that this thing is don't you try and stop that, basically. So you can say it's good, but does he have another direction that is going? We'll find out as we move on. So let's take a look at it again. So it says, now, the founder or leader may, however, choose, subject to the agreement of the organization's apex authority, as expressed in the annual general assembly, annual meeting, annual secretarial engagement, annual conference, annual synod, annual fellowship, everything is annual, annual fellowship, assembly, or their equivalents, only one of these 3 governance positions. It can only choose one. It cannot choose all of them. Only one needs to be chosen. Let's carry on. And it says, this is to ensure a clear division of responsibility at the head of the organization between the running of the governing body and the executive responsibilities by the management and fulfillment of the organization's mission. Where the founder or leader has occupied all of or any of these 3 governance positions for more than 20 years or is age 70 years or above, the choice in section 9.22 should only relate to the board of trustees as in the section 9.4c below. Okay, so this is where it gets interesting. Now, it says that if the GO or the founder or leader of any organization has been there for 20 years, then he has to step down. If he has occupied any of those positions for 30 years, fed up, or if he's above 70. You understand? So we know that Daddy Gio is above 70, I think 73 or 74. He's above 70. So would you say, Daddy Gio is a very, very humble man of God. He has seen this law, and he said, okay, I'm above 70. I have been the GO. I'm not the founder with the RCCG, that was past Reverend Josiah Akidayomi. You say, but he's actually the leader. So there's a difference in that. He's not the founder, but he's the leader. So this applies to him. And he's above 70, and he's also spent more than 20 years as the leader of the organization. So they said, you know what? You have to step down. So that seems it applies to everybody. It's a good law. Can somebody shout hallelujah? Hey, amen. That's what we believe. But if that's where it ended, we'll know that that is all. Now, just before we carry on to Daddy Gio's comments, I want you to read that section 9.4c that they are talking about. Now that he's no longer the GO, what responsibility is he going to take now? Let's read that. It says, under the section 9.4c, it says, considering and ensuring founders or leaders continued advisory or spiritual role by creating a board of trustees, BO3, for which the original founder or leader can become the first or life chair, and elevating deserving and senior members of the organization to the board of trustees. So basically, he's explaining what should be done after, if the GO, the founder or the leader, is above 70 and is also he's also served for more than 20 years. So he said that, you know what, he can now be made a life chair. Basically, he could, and the other members could be elevated to the board of trustees. So they're saying that there's a position for, so let's say you're a pastor of Heaven is the Way Ministries. What happens now is that you can, even though you've served for more than 20 years, you've had a ministry for that long, you can still be the life chair. They would that's the position they will give you right now, but you will not be called the GO. So you can be called the spiritual father or the general father. So that's why that the GO can still be the general overseer in other countries. He can be, because this law does not apply in other countries. It's only in Nigeria that they give retirement to men of God. Now, we thought spiritual calling is something that there's no retiring in, that you die as a man of God. But now they are saying that, you know what, yes, you can die as a man of God, but you won't just die in office. That after 20 years or after you're 70, you need to step down. And they also said that, you know what, I think I read the one report that said that you mustn't hand off to your family member. So this is quite interesting now. So a pastor, for example, spends all his life building a ministry, and you must understand that he's not building it with his own money. It's the tithe offerings of people that is building it together. So they are saying that they don't want the pastor just to hand off to his family member, but they want him to hand off to someone else. You know, so that the GO, being a man of integrity, a man of uprightness, he didn't hand over to his son, who is leading, was a very, very powerful youth leader and all that. No, he didn't hand off. He handed off to Pastor Joseph, as you've seen in the picture. This man is the one that will be taking over Redeem right now. This is the new GO. As many of you can see, this is the new GO. A very friendly looking man. Does he have a resemblance with Daddy GO? I don't know. It seems their head is similar. He seems very cool. I wonder if he has that voice, you know. Can somebody shout hallelujah? I don't know. Don't mind me, but I'm sure being someone that was very close, a close aide to Daddy GO, he's actually going to embody spirit. And hopefully, just like Elijah, he will receive a double portion anointing and be able to run. But Daddy GO is not done yet. He's active. He's active and he's moving. So you've read the laws. You've seen the newspaper report saying that there is possibly the FG trying to intervene and the anti-Christian laws. That is what is alleged. And you've also seen what is actually going on in Nigeria in the hearts of men. You've heard about it. People are disgruntled. People are sad that Daddy GO has stepped on, our very own Daddy GO. You know, but let's now break it down. Let's see what Daddy GO himself had to say regarding this matter. I think we need to go to listen to him. Now, from that same report from News Punch, this is the statement that was given by Daddy GO. Now, let's read it very carefully. You know, he has said that the clergyman, which is Daddy GO, urged members across the nation to join political parties to be part of the decision making of the country's governance. Aha! Now, this is why I said the Buhari caused Gio to resign. Why would Daddy Gio say that people, church members, should join political parties? Now we know Oshibanjo, Professor Oshibanjo, a former pastor of Redeem, a pastor of Redeem, is actually the vice president right now. Now, in his statement, when Daddy Gio is resigning, it was touching him so much that he had to say that we should go and join political parties so we can be part of the decision-making process. Does that mean that he wasn't happy with the decision or the way decisions are being made in the country? Let's find out. Let's see if he has more to say. You can see it's getting more interesting. You remember, this is Jermaine Sanwoolu. I did not say anything. I am just commenting on the political, socio-political things that is going on. Neither APC or PDP. I am just a diaspora and giving commentary on this matter. Let's listen to Daddy Gio and see what he has to say. And that is the Constitution again. Remember that. Daddy Gio said in his stuff, he said, the government has been showing increasing interest in church affairs. Let me just stop there now. The government has been showing increasing interest in church affairs. Now let's ask this question. What is the business of the government in church affairs? Should the government be controlling churches? I'm sure some of you are saying, yes, those pastors are very corrupt. They just take money and enrich themselves. The government is anti-corruption. They have to investigate the churches. And some of you are saying, no, it shouldn't be so. Let's be separated from the church. Let's do our own thing. This is how it's done around the world. America, Australia, United Kingdom, everyone's independent. You know, the UK, the charity commission that looks at what's going on, but they don't interfere with the running of church. Why should it be in Nigeria? So we have two different views right now. Is this a good thing or is it a bad thing? You decide. But let's read more about what Daddy Gio is actually saying and is actually feeling from the bottomest part of his heart. I'm sure this is not something that is really easy for him, but let's read. Remember, Daddy Gio, I love this man so much. He's so caring, so loving. See his face. See him and Mommy Gio. Wonderful couple. Wonderful couple. Oh my Lord. Anyway, let's read more about what they had to say. Now, he now says in this document, it says in this article by News Punch, not Jermaine Sanwoolu, it says that, for example, it says the man of God went further to accuse the government of not allowing the church to continue with the stipulated lifetime 100% salaries to be paid, or to its pensioners. So again, now we can see another drama in this saga. This is getting quite interesting. More interesting, this is what Gio was saying from this article. It was saying that the 100% lifetime salaries of his pensioners, the government is trying to affect that. So the question now is that why is the government, interfering so much in these things? This is a report by the News Punch. Hopefully it's a true one. Hopefully this is what he actually said then. But if he said all this, it's something we have to look at and investigate that why is this really happening. So let's go on and read the article so you can actually learn more what's going on. Okay, that's his constitution. Remember that. It says, good. It says that that somebody will retire and continue to earn full salaries at the same time. That means that I think pastors and all that who have been there for quite a while, that because they have been part of the whole governance of the church, they've been there for quite a while, that they need to actually be given a lifetime pension. Some will say that, is that right? Should that be possible? Should that actually happen in the house of God? But I believe everyone has their own opinion on the way things should go. But let's read on. It says that this I stated, but governments, it said that somebody will try and continue to earn full salaries all his life. He said this I stated, but government stepped in and made a law that we should be contributing to pension fund. So basically what has happened now is that the government has stepped in and said that churches should be contributing to pension fund. That they shouldn't be paying their pastors or their ex-pastors just salaries like that and giving up. No, that they should have a pension fund from which it should be taken from. And that seems like a good idea. But the question now is that some of you say, what is the business with the government with spiritual matters? Let Caesar do what Caesar's job is. Let God's people handle what God does. Or will you say, if you live in the land of Caesar, you have to obey the laws of Caesar? I believe those two arguments do stand, but you decide. I am just commenting. So let's move on and read more about what Daddy Gio was said to have said. He now said, we have to obey, and we started doing that. You know, it says that the results are that pastors don't get as much as they were getting under our previous arrangements. So basically, he's saying that the pastors are getting less because of the new pension laws now. He says, speaking further, this is the newspunch.org. You can check the article, as you can see the URL there. It says, now there are fresh laws. We have a rough idea of what the law is about. Continuing, he said, some people believe that the RCTG is becoming too influential and we are going to be more influential. When you get home, tell members to join a political party, join a party and become a card-carrying member of any political party. Just join any party. We shall decide issues right from the ward level. Isn't this quite interesting? So this article from News Punch is saying that Daddy Gio said this thing, that you know that Christians should go and become card-carrying members. They should go and register. They should go and be part of governance. And I believe it's true that we actually need to be part of governance. It says that Daddy Gio said so, that there are some laws being passed when it comes to, first of all, the pastors' salaries when they retire and all that they should do to a pension fund. That means they get less, and that may affect their lifestyle and their livelihood. Then also when it comes to governance and structure, it also says that it's affecting it. But I would like to raise a point right now. A few weeks ago, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, by the end of December 2016, Daddy Gio met with the governor of Ekiti State. That is the one and only Fayose, Governor Fayose. And Daddy Gio said something that was quite interesting. He said that Governor Fayose is the voice of the people. Now, I asked that question. Did Buhari cause Daddy Gio to resign? A month ago, close to a month ago, Daddy Gio said that what? Fayose is the voice of the people. I know that Fayose is one of the greatest critics of the Buhari administration. I'm sure Buhari hates him so much, you understand, but just loves him with a smile when he sees him politically. We know that Buhari's wife is not friends with Governor Fayose. Buhari's wife actually said that, we have to, I think she even called him a mad dog on Twitter. And that is really funny. A whole governor, a mad dog, woof, woof. Can you imagine that? Oh my Lord. And this is what actually happened. And for Daddy Gio to now go and call him the man of the people have said, oh my Lord. Killing pastor and shake Belu politics. Why is the pastor dabbling into politics? But the question now is that why shouldn't a pastor dabble into politics? If we have the vice president as a pastor, why shouldn't Daddy Gio, the man of influence, be able to say that this Governor Fayose, according to him, is actually speaking the mind of people? We're in a recession in Nigeria right now, and it seems people are suffering. There's hunger. Even the FG said that in 2017, that there's going to be famine in the land. So this is not Jermaine Sanwoolu saying it. People are hungry. The FG has said that it is also so. So you can see when it says that, when he said Fayose is the voice of the people, that means Fayose is saying something that the people are saying, but no one has the confidence to say it out in open. So just a few months after Daddy Gio said that, there's resignation. So was that pressure put on him? Was he advised to step down, or did he just say, let me just follow this law, the new year is coming, let me step down? Now, I don't believe that Daddy Gio would just be influenced by politicians or politics and try and do that and step down, or is afraid. No, God has not given us the spirit of fear. Do you know the spirit of power, love, and sound mind? Can someone shout hallelujah? See, I'm quoting scripture like a pastor. Hey. Oh, wonderful. But what is going on right now is that Daddy Gio had to just step down. And from this article by the News Punch, if it's actually what he said, it shows that he wants Nigerians to get involved in politics. I know when I was in Nigeria, one of my pastors, Pastor Madiyemi, he has been saying this from time immemorial. He said, we need to get involved in politics. We need to be involved in decision making because we don't know who is controlling things. Many people have seen President Muhammadu Buhari. I'm not saying he is. Some people feel that he's a very, very strong Muslim, and he should be a strong Muslim, as you will be a strong Christian or whatever religion you follow, but some think that he's extreme, that he's just trying to Islamize Nigeria, but there is no proof right now. But some people say that there may be proof that the northern appointments, what is going on with the church, this thing, but how will you say that? He has to balance the appointments from north and south, and some people say that he's doing that quite well. And this law doesn't just affect churches, it affects mosque and other NGOs. So the question now is that, do they have general overseer in mosque? I'm not sure. Do most imams, do they stay there for their lifetime? I'm not sure. If you're a Muslim, you can actually comment and let me know. But it may be a different system in the church and this. So some people feel that Buhari is out to get Christians, turn Nigeria into an Islamic nation and all that, though we are already part of the OIC and all that. But there's no proof to that, so I cannot say that they're either right or they are wrong. But I believe that anyone who is on the position of authority as the president of a diverse nation as Nigeria, the Federal Republic of Nigeria, he has to be above all. He's not going to be an extremist. He actually has a Christian as his vice president, and they work together on issues. You understand? And I'm sure President Professor Oshibanjo, the vice president of Nigeria, would have gone together and they would have spoken about how they can actually make this thing do. So some people say that, yes, maybe Oshibanjo doesn't really have any power in the matter, that he just kept quiet and Buhari just pushed the law. We can never tell what really happened. But what I just feel is that I'm giving the president the benefit of a doubt that he's not actually the one trying to enforce these kind of things on churches. But if that report by News Punch says that it's right, that the GO said that on the 7th of January 2017, then we have a question to raise. That it says some people feel we are too influential. Now, the question now is, the church is quite influential. That the GO saying that Fayose is the voice of the people alone caused a lot of ripples. You understand? And people are thinking that, if Daddy Gio is saying Fayose is vote of people, are we going to vote to the party that is close to the voice of the people, like Fayose, the PDP? Is he telling us subliminally to disassociate for the APC? But can he actually do that because his own son, spiritual son, Professor Oshibanjo, the vice president, is a redeemer too, and it belongs to the APC? So it's kind of confusing, and what was going on, people don't really know. But what is happening right now is that this matter is still hot, and I'm sure in the coming days we'll get more information about what is really going on. What I've done today, hopefully, is just to bring some insight to what is going on in Nigeria regarding the resignation of Daddy G.O., our dear Daddy G.O. You understand? From the position of the General Overseer of RCTG worldwide, as in every country, he's no longer the RCCG Nigeria General Overseer. He is now worldwide, and Pastor Joseph, which I'm going to show you his picture right now, is now going to be the GO of Nigeria, the overseer of the activities of the Redeem in Nigeria. So that GO is still very much active. I'm sure he's going to be coming to Festival of Life around the world, and he's going to do a lot of things. But it's quite interesting. I want you to take a look at his face. This is the new leadership of Redeem in Nigeria, and we need to get used to him. We need to love him. We need to show him support. He's a great man. And before we round up this show right now, I'm sure you've gotten some insight, hopefully. Make sure you share this video, comment. Let me know what you feel about it. Remember, we're live on Facebook and on YouTube. You can watch this video over and over again. Share it to people. Let's get this dialogue going. Let's see if this laws favor us. Let's see if it's political interference in spiritual matters, or let's just see if it's just plain coincidence. These things just happen. Now, I wanted to, as I said earlier, regarding the GO, the new GO, this man, a newspaper actually did a report, 10 things you should know about Pastor Joseph. 10 things you should know about Pastor Joseph that we're going to be sharing right now. So let's look at the report that this newspaper had done, and just for you to get a bit more information about it, because many people don't really know him. All they know that he was the former special assistant to the GO on finance. They just know that he's good with advising the GO about financial matters. That's all they really know about him. But there's more to know, and that we're going to investigate right now. He's a very, very great man. He looks very warm, looks very welcoming. And these are the 10 things you should know. This is the report by Premium Times Nigeria. So we try and use some credible sources. It says here are 10 things you should know, you must know about the RCC's overseer in Nigeria, Mr. Pastor, you see journalist, Pastor Joseph Obayemi. One, he was the special assistant to General Overseer Finance, PICR Region 2. He was the pastor in charge of the Church Region 2. He was also the national chairman of the newly formed Redeemers Men's Fellowship. 4, he was a member of the Church Governing Council and was admitted into the board in August 2014. 5, Mr. Pastor Joseph Obayemi was once the pastor of the Green Pastures Arena, Lagos Province 8, headquarters, 33 Market Street, Sanwoolu. Hope that they may become a Mecca now. People will start going there to see the former church. I believe it can happen, just like a Papa Parish was and all. Now, he was one of the 7, did I just say Mecca? Well, I mean the New Jerusalem. The New Jerusalem. He was also he was one of the 7 new Assistant General Overseers appointed in August 2016. He's also headed the Board of Governors House Fellowship of the RCCG body. He's a close confidant of Pastor Adeboye and always represents him at various official occasions. Mr. Obayemi, or Pastor Joseph Obayemi, represented General Overseer of the Church, Pastor Adeboye, at a church service organized in honor of the Vice President Yemi Osinbajo on May 30, 2015 at the National Christian Center, Abuja. And 10, Pastor Joseph Obayemi, he is married to Victoria Obayemi, who is also a pastor. Yes, so this is the new face of leadership, RCCG in Nigeria, and they're going to be taking over the leadership in Nigeria. Technically, because that the GO, according to the law on ground, as I've shown you earlier, the Not-for-Profit Organization Governance Code 2016, that clearly states, as we pointed out in these 2 parts of the Constitution of that document, Section 9, 1, 2, 3, and also 4, it states clearly then that now that the GO is no longer the GO of Nigeria, he can become, as it says in C, it says he can be the original founder or leader, can become the first or life chair, and of the board of trustees. So that is the provision they've given. And also, if you look at earlier on in section 3, just to recap, it says in that in 9.3, it says when the founder has occupied all or any of these governance positions for more than 20 years and age 70 or above, he has to basically step down. So that is the basic insight that I brought. Hopefully you've learned more about the situation going on in the Redeem. You've heard some reports that the News Punch said about that the GO said, I'm just commenting on what I've gotten online and I've researched online. I hope it has been very insightful to you and you've learned 1 or 2 things. And also remember to leave your comments. We're going to miss that the GO in Nigeria, but there is no doubt that he's still going to be very much around. He's a very, very hopeful man, a prayerful man, a worshipful man. I'm sure he loves his people in Nigeria and it's beautiful. Him and his that is the memo that they released. Him and his wife, his beautiful wife, Mommy GO, as we still them dearly call her. We are going to miss them, but we're not going to actually miss them in action. They're going to be very much in action, traveling the world, doing the apostolic work. They're going to be touching lives and changing destinies, winning souls to Christ, I believe. So thanks a lot for watching the Diaspora Lifestyle Show. I hope you were entertained. I hope you were empowered. And I do hope most especially you were enlightened about what is going on in Nigeria so that you have the decision in your hand. Do you think Buhari influenced Daddy Gio's resignation, not Buhari personally calling him up and saying that Daddy Gio, can you step down? You are talking too much about Fayose being the man of the people. We don't like that kind of thing. No. Is it indirectly through these new laws? And if you say so, what's going on in the country? If you say it's not, we don't really know what's happening. So let's just be objective about it. As I am, I'm not APC, I'm not PDP. I am just giving some satirical, diasporan, political analysis of the situation right now. And I do hope you were inspired and you've learned a lot. So I remain Jermaine, Sanwoolu, the CEO of Diaspora PR, photographer and publisher of the Diaspora Lifestyle Magazine. I'm always here at your service. Remember, invite us to your events. Come and cover your events and let the world know what is going on in your own world. We run a magazine, the Diaspora Lifestyle Magazine, which is available for your consumption. As you can see, it's very beautiful, it's wonderful, and it's just for you. And we're going to be publishing one very soon again. So make sure you get a copy. Make sure you advertise your businesses on it, and make sure you get in touch with us. I appreciate your time. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our page on Facebook, visit www.diasporalifestyleshow.com and diasporalifestyle.com. There you find out more news, beautiful pictures, engaging contents, videos such as this. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. And if you have a comment, leave it on the comment box, and I will respond to you as the days go by. Thanks a lot for watching, and God bless you. Keep your dreams alive, because dreams really do come true.
Are you looking for trusted real estate services? Do you want to buy, sell, rent, invest, and develop your properties in Nigeria or the UK? Don't worry, we'll make your dreams come true. Expand your territory at diasporaproperties.com. Contact us today.